Come here and buy your dream. Come here and buy your dream.
The old woman sold dreams at the market. One was never meant to be bought. She sold them in small clay pots, sealed with wax the color of dried blood. And every person who bought one woke up changed. If you've never heard what happened in Orokoto market, the day a young man named Emeka broke the one pot she begged him to leave alone, then stay right here because this story will haunt you. And if you are new, subscribe now because we tell stories on this channel that stay with you long after the screen goes dark. Mama Adaeze had been coming to Orokoto market for longer than anyone could remember. No one knew where she walked from. No one saw her arrive. She simply appeared every 7th day before the sun had fully decided to rise, a bent old woman with a wooden cart, 12 clay pots lined in a row, and eyes that looked like they had seen the bottom of every river in Nigeria. The pots were small. Each one had a single word scratched into the wax seal: wealth, love, harvest, healing, children, peace. And the people came. All the people came. Adaora, the widow from the eastern end of the market, bought the one marked children. She had been barren for 11 years. 3 months later, she was pregnant with twins. Chukwudi the farmer bought harvest after 2 seasons of dry, cracked earth. That year, his yam mounds were so full, people said the ground itself was trying to give back to him. Word spread the way fire spreads on dry grass, fast and with no apology. By the 5th month, the line to Mama Adaeze's cart stretched past the pepper sellers and the cloth vendors. But she only ever brought 12 pots. Never 13, never 11, always 12. And then there was Emeka. Emeka was 23, sharp-tongued and hungry in a way that had nothing to do with food. He had watched his father die in debt. He had watched his younger sister drop out of school. He worked 3 jobs and still went to bed some nights with the ceiling as his only companion. When he heard about the dream pots, he didn't believe it at first. Then Adaora showed him her twins. He went to the market on the 7th day. He arrived early. He pushed through the crowd. He reached the cart. 11 pots were already taken. 1 remained. He looked at the wax seal. There was no word on it, just a symbol, a circle with a line drawn through the middle. He reached for it. Mama Adaeze's hand came down over his like a trap. "Not that one," she said. Her voice was calm, completely calm, which somehow made it worse. "Why?" he asked. "Because some things were never meant to be owned." He looked at her. She looked at him. And in that silence, something passed between them that Emeka could not name. Something that felt less like a warning and more like a dare. He left without it. Now pause, because this is where the story turns. That night, Emeka could not sleep. The symbol on the pot kept appearing every time he closed his eyes. A circle, a line. He told himself it was nothing. He told himself he was smarter than superstition. He told himself a lot of things. He went back before the 7th day. He found where Mama Adaeze slept, a small shed behind the cassava sellers that no one seemed to notice unless they were looking. He slipped inside in the early hours of the morning. The cart was there, and the pot with no name sat in the center of it, like it had been waiting. If you are watching this right now and your chest is tight, good. Subscribe and don't leave, because what Emeka found inside that pot is something no one in Orokoto ever fully explained. He broke the seal. The smell that came out was not smoke. It was not sweet. It was the smell of something familiar, like his father's old coat, like the inside of his childhood home, like every room he had ever loved and left. His eyes filled with tears before he understood why. And then he saw it, not with his eyes, but somewhere deeper. A dream that did not belong to him. He was standing in a field. A woman was there, old, tired, her back curved like a question mark. She was planting something in the soil, not seeds. She was planting the dreams themselves, pulling them from her own chest, one by one, pressing them into the earth. And every time she placed one in the ground, her spine bent a little more, her eyes dulled a little more. The dream in the pot with no name, the one she never sold, was her own. It was the dream of rest, of finally stopping. Emeka sat in that shed until the sun came up. When Mama Adaeze found him, he was holding the empty pot with both hands, shaking. She did not scold him. She sat beside him on the ground, this ancient woman who had been carrying everyone else's hope for decades. And for the first time, she let someone sit with her in her own exhaustion. He rebuilt her cart that week. He came back every 7th day, not to buy, but to help carry it. He never told anyone what he'd seen in the pot. But people noticed that Mama Adaeze's back was not as bent anymore, that her eyes had something new in them, not sadness, not weariness, something warmer. There is a kind of person in this world who gives until there is nothing left and never once asks for anything back. If this story moved something in you, subscribe to this channel. We tell the stories that your chest already knows. We'll see you in the next one.